Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel here, Pursue the Hunt. I'm Mike, this is Jeremy, and today we're going to be talking about a little bit of the different types of boots that you can utilize out in the field. So Jeremy, why don't you kick it off?
Well, right here we have two different examples of boots. One's more of a winter style and one's more of a fall, all-season style. The main things you want to think about when you're buying boots is what you're planning on using them for, right? So if you're planning on doing lots of mountain hunting where you're potentially get your feet wet and more colder weather, stuff like that, you're going to want to buy more all-season waterproof boot that's going to handle, 2 or 3 days of being damp or wet without being soaked too bad, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, so this one here, so this is an Irish setter brand. This is my particular boot here. It's my winter hunting boot. 1,000-gram insulation is what this one has. It is waterproof to a point, but what you can kind of see here is it's a bit more of a cloth-like material versus what your style of boot there. It's a full grain, leather grain boot, where this is more of a cloth. And in the past, I've had actually really great success with Irish setters, a little bit more budget-friendly boot. However, in the fall, I did do a fall mountain hunt trip, sheep hunting trip years ago with a more of a cloth pair of boot like this, and they basically went in the dumpster when I got home. The shale destroyed them. It cut all the cloth up. It just hammered the membranes underneath there. The sole was good, the comfort was really great, but not being full grain leather really kicked the crap out of these style of boots, whereas the full grain leather definitely stands the test of time for that.
Absolutely. And the other things you want to think about too when you're buying boots is sizing. My philosophy is always buy a little bit bigger. That way you can wear them when it's cool, and you can kind of tighten them up enough that they're with a light sock you can be comfortable with. But in the wintertime or the later fall seasons, you can put a heavier sock in there and still be able to have the same support and use that quality boot longer throughout the year.
Yeah, for sure. And I think versatility is a big thing when you're getting into hunting, where most people getting into hunting may not know the full breadth of the financial investment.
Totally,
whereas as you gain more experience, you also gain a little bit more experience in quality, quantity, and price point. So as I was mentioning before, full grain leather is typically a little bit more expensive. Versatility is a little bit higher, right? Something a bit more cloth based, be a little bit lower in price, but versatility not as much. So you really need to decide what you're going to be using for, what kind of environments and things like that. And I think another thing too we should mention is full grain leather needs care. Right? So you need a good leather conditioner, oil them up, whatever you need to do. I have a pair of full grain leather that I probably condition at least twice in one hunting season. I mean, we're out putting a lot of boot miles on.
Exactly,
So, and if you live in a drier climate, you might be able to get away with that. More deserty, interior BC might be able to get away with that. But up here, we got lots of mud, lots of clay, lots of canvas with our forest, so things don't dry as well underneath there. So remember, these are the first things that contact the earth that you're wearing. Right, so they need to be able to stand up to whatever you want to throw at them too. Another thing that I've learned personally, especially being liking more of the expedition style hunting as well, carry an extra pair of bootlaces. The worst thing in the world is halfway through your expedition, you're kilometers and kilometers and kilometers away from the truck even of itself, and your lace breaks. Now, you can use paracord rope, but sometimes those little eyelets don't let paracord through very nicely. It doesn't slide. Good lace is still cheap enough. Just throw an actual set of boot laces in your pack. They weigh nothing, but man, they can save your bacon in a pinch when you're in the mountains and you bust the lace. So is there anything else you want to add there?
Buying quality, you don't usually regret buying quality. It's usually when you buy cheaper boots, they usually will let you down.
Yeah, or you'll have to be just prepared to buy them more often.
Yeah.
Right? If you like a certain style of boot, fits your feet, but it's maybe not full grain leather or, you know, more upper type of brand, might just have to replace them every 2 to 3 seasons and be okay with that. Whereas full grain leather boot like that Scarpa there, I mean, you 5-6 seasons out of one boot, you probably wear the sole out before you wear the boot out, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good sign of a good quality boot versus sole as well. And also ankle support.
Yeah.
We talk about ankle support. So
and overall comfort, right?
Yeah.
Some people aren't going to be comfortable in one boot or versus the other. I mean, it has to work for what you're doing and how it fits you.
Yeah, and break-in period. Full grain leather needs break-in period. 100%. Heat them up, low oven, or you know, some people have put a hairdryer on them, but you know, oven works okay if you just set it super low, put them in there, heat them up, fit them to your feet, walk around on them, give it at least a solid week to 10 days of solid break-in, because you don't want blisters and you don't want sore feet when you're in the middle of nowhere. So
and wear them before you go on a big hunting trip.
Yeah.
Worst thing is to break in a new set of boots on a hunting trip. You know, you're going to want to break them in while you have time to kind of know how your feet are going to adjust to your boots.
You know, and the one thing I will say is, you know, we're not sponsored by any particular boot company here, just to disclose that. But this last season, I actually blew a pair of my other boots that I've had for, it would have been going on my 6th season, and had to go buy a pair of new boots 2 weeks before we left on our mountain trip. And you know, that's the one advantage to a full grain leather, heating them up, breaking them in, and forming them. I bought a pair of crispy boots. You know, I read a lot of reviews on them just based on how quickly or how little of a break-in period they needed, and it was true to the word. You know, I had them broken in within a week, and we went and put 60 kilometer plus on our trip in backcountry up steep shale slopes. So kudos to that. And again, it is a full grain leather boot, so it could hold up to that kind of abuse. So yeah. All right, well, there's another one that we have added to the Hunter Apprentice series here today. If you like it, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notifications, and we'll see you next time.